Welcome back to the Cour to the Grange Diaries. I'm Capella Finn Ryan, British author and screenplay writer. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I finally took my shades off. I did yesterday's videos so early in the day so that I didn't have to have my shades on. By the time I had to do it for 3 times, recorded the same material, the sun came out and it was so intense I had my shades on. So I always feel really rude when I have my shades on and I'm recording, so that was the purpose of coming out so much earlier today. So we have success. Um, Yesterday, because I recorded the same material 3 times, I kind of forgot what I covered and hadn't covered in each video, and having to break it down from 40 minutes to 20 minutes to 10 minutes in order to get them up successfully on YouTube yesterday. I know I forgot one really important thing that was very important to me. I have 2 dogs and I love them to just bits. They're just my little babies, and I think anybody that has animals or takes on that responsibility, they should take that responsibility seriously and nurture them and care for them just like you would your own children or your own spouse or even yourself. They're completely dependent on you. So those of you who have been following me for at least 5 years, maybe 10 years on all my social media outlets over those years would know very well that I raised money for multiple different charities, including PTSD and for soldiers and for police of like in different departments. It started in the US to the UK. But for me, you would know that I'm very much a pacifist. I don't like unnecessary drama. I don't like arguments. I don't like murder. And when I say murder, I don't mean obviously like murder like people. Obviously, I don't like that either. But what I'm referring to in this particular situation is Anne has this insatiable need to have her dogs attack other people's dogs. Although it says on her website dogs and animals and pets, whatever, are allowed, don't do it. It is too stressful. Joe and Chris had a similar situation. We've had massive situations because we have bigger dogs. We've been here a little bit longer, unfortunately. However, in saying that, when you're on the ground, Anne is so insatiable about having her dogs attack anything that's around, like other people's dogs, cats, the stray cats that come on into the property. She'll even pull up worms out of the ground and tell her dogs to kill, eat, like encouraging it to be like aggressive. She loves the fact that her dogs are aggressive when they run up to people, and then when she's chastised or confronted about it, it's like, oh, but they're so good, so well behaved. My dogs aren't. There's nothing wrong with my dogs. They're just protecting the home. No, she encourages them to attack even people. My dogs, Jackson and Lily, and you'll see pictures of them on my social media. Jackson's the black dog, for those of you who don't know, and Lily is the white dog. And you'll never meet any lovelier, most loving, just the love that comes off them is unreal, because we trained them really well from the time that we got them from a very young age. And we made sure that they didn't rush at people, or they didn't bite people, or they didn't try to scare people. We made sure of that. And anytime that they do step out of line, because they can be a little bit rambunctious at times, um, we always make sure that we pull them into line again. Anne does not. She just allows. She loves. She actually has this glee of laughter on her face whenever they do actually rush at people or attack people. Between Colin's work and my work, Jackson and Lily have met easily 300 to 400 people. With my work, being a public figure, book launches and other public events, there's been mass people. So then Colin's business, there's always crowds of people there as well. Out of all those hundreds of people, these are the only 2 people that have ever had any issue with Jackson and Lily. And I think that tells you a lot about the volume of people that have loved them, and they've never done anything to other people. They've never barked at people in an aggressive way. They just bark like in the sense of wanting a belly rub, and as a kind of a cutesy little like meek bark. So we've always kept them in line. They refuse to do that, and it sickens me to like see other people like treat their animals to be aggressive, because nobody should be trained that way. They should have their own nature and have their own personalities, and that's what Jackson and Lily like absolutely have. They're both completely different to one another, and that was the one thing I wanted to say for those of you who do have animals and were thinking about coming to the Court of the Grange. Just do not do it for your own sanity, because it will become a nightmare. Because she, when I say she, Anne, will encourage her dogs to attack. She wants their dogs to dominate anybody else's that comes on the property, and she thinks it's hilarious and she thinks it's fun. And that's the one thing that I cannot, anybody that's cruel to animals in any kind of way, shape or form. And those dogs of hers are so emaciated that you can feel every single bone in their body. And again, she's like, oh no, they're too expensive to feed. So that was definitely one thing I really wanted to cover, because it's important to me as a dog owner and any other dog owners out there to cover that. So I'm going to leave that one here because that was just summing up the rest of October. So this is part 3, episode 2, part 3. And then I'm going to go straight into November. And so I'll see you in a moment.